Another snowy, cold day here. The temperature is about 6 degrees. I wouldn't mind it so much if it wasn't so icy. Fortunately, I don't work today, so I didn't have to go out. I needed groceries, so I had them delivered by Walmart. I have a Walmart Plus membership, so it doesn't cost me anything to have them delivered, just the tip to the delivery guy. I'll bring these groceries in, get them put away, and then we'll start today's video. Last month I posted a video about my new window covering and sink skirt that I sewed. And I'm really happy with the way it came out, but I wasn't really all that thrilled with the existing rug that I had in the kitchen with that pattern. So I thought about changing it out, and then I realized I had a rug in my laundry room that would probably work fine in my kitchen. I had originally bought it for the kitchen, but I changed my mind on that after I put it down and ended up putting it in the laundry room and got the rug that is now in my kitchen. So this is the other rug in my laundry room, and this is the one I'm going to put in my kitchen and switch it with the one that's there now. So I hope that makes sense, but anyway, you'll see in a minute what I'm going to do. I like these changes. I think switching out the rugs was the right thing to do. If you've watched my videos, you know that I love to thrift. I haven't done a lot of thrifting in the last few months because, quite frankly, I just haven't found anything that I'm really excited about. There's been a few things, but overall, I don't do as much as I used to. And I think maybe part of the reason is I just have kind of gotten to a point where I have enough in my home. I really don't need a lot. So when I do find something that I absolutely love, I grab it. And this was what I found recently. It's a copper vessel. It is marked Pottery Barn on the bottom. And I paid $4.99 for it. And I'm going to use it on my shelf in my kitchen. I've inspired to change out my shelf. So I'm going to do that today. I already have some copper in my kitchen, so I keep my eye out for other pieces that I might find at the thrift store. So I was really, really happy to find this one. I actually Googled this on online, and it's pretty expensive. It's part of a nesting group of vessels, and there's 3 that were on eBay for over $300. So I think I got a pretty good deal on this, and we're going to see how it looks on my shelf in the kitchen. I really enjoyed changing out this wall shelf. It's my favorite thing to do in the kitchen. I found this shelf. It was at a thrift store. It was a longer burger shelf. It was wooden, of course, and I painted it and distressed it and antique waxed it, and I've just enjoyed it so much. I've given it mostly an old world look, which I prefer over everything else. And that's what I'm going for today, is to recreate that old world look that I like so much with tarnished pieces and copper pieces. I like to create a collected look, things that you've put together over time, things that you love. I have an empty space here that I know just what I'm going to use to fill it. But first I need to go to the craft room and do a little bit of crafting to get there. So I'm going to put a placeholder on the shelf, and I'm going to remove the wreath on the hook and change that out with my apron. I've had this frame for a while. I've used it in my guest bath and other places around my home. I think it's supposed to give the appearance of verdigris, a faux verdigris, but I'm going to make it over into a copper frame.
For this project, I'm using Deco Art Metallics acrylic paint in the color Worn Penny. Now you could use rub and buff for this in copper. I'm sure that would be very pretty and work just great. But this is what I have on hand. So this is what I'm going to use. I don't rush out and buy products that I don't really need. I use what I have. I use up what I have. I'm using an artist brush to apply this, and on this first go I'm actually offloading some of the paint because I'm not sure exactly how this is going to go on and what it's going to look like, so I want to start off kind of light. This paint is covering really well, and I like the way the frame is taking on the copper appearance. I want some of that verdigris to show through so that it looks like the copper has oxidized and aged. So I'm wiping back some of the paint with a paper towel. I find painting like this to be very relaxing. I like being in my craft room. It's very peaceful here. I love being creative, trying something new, seeing if it works. You know, if it doesn't, you can always do something different. If this is only paint, so this can be painted something different, or you just trust the process. You don't worry about it. You just move forward and know that you can create something and just see if it works out. And every time you do something, you'll learn something new, and it helps you in your next project. So I really encourage people to express themselves creatively. You may think you don't have a creative bone in your body, but I assure you, you do. The more we create, the more creative we become. The frame came out just as I had hoped, and now it's time to put some artwork inside the frame. I did have this little graphic that I had printed off Graphics Fairy some time ago. It's kind of a family crest, or it has a very old world look to it, and I like it, but it's not exactly what I'm going for. I want something a little more interesting. So I had stopped at a store that I like in the neighborhood, and I found some artwork. They're just little postcard type things that I've used in other projects, and I have two different ones that I found. I'm going to go with this one, which is a French theme. I like the bird with the crown, and the colors seem really good with the copper. And especially at the bottom, there's a saying, "We will always have Paris." So I want this to have a French feel to it, my shelf. So I'm going to go ahead and use this one, and I'm just going to get it centered the way I want it. And so this is going to be a slow process because I want to make sure I get it just right. I don't want to cut off anything that I later regret. So, I don't live that close to the shop, so I can't just run back and get another one. So I'm going to do my best to get it right.
very happy with the way the shelf turned out. This old world look reminds me of my grandfather who immigrated from Belgium in the late 1800s. I'll keep looking for copper pieces to add to my kitchen. I hope you enjoyed today's video and that you got some inspiration from what I shared. I love doing the copper in my kitchen. The frame was really fun to redo. Maybe you've got a frame at home that you'd like to update a bit, change a little bit. So maybe you got some ideas for that as well. Do you ever have those times where a certain scripture or Bible verse just keeps popping up in front of you? The last few days, Psalm 23 has been doing that to me. So I took that as a sign that I should share it with you today. It's a very familiar psalm to many of us, I think. We often see it at funerals. But it's not just for funerals, it's for every day. And I'm going to share it with you right now. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me, your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I love Psalm 23 because it reminds me of Jesus and how he is our good shepherd. He cares for us like one who cares for a flock of sheep. Shepherds sleep with their sheep, they guard them, they protect them. And that's how I think of Jesus, how he is always with us, never leaves us, always protects us, and is always present. So I hope that encourages you. Cling to him, hold fast to him, and he'll never let you down. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you again soon. God bless you.